January 2010. Just finished college at the time, was wanted to go into grad school, but then Ty had to stop me and say, you know what, you can go into grad school, get all that knowledge, but then you might want to take a look at an opportunity. I wasn't quite ready because it's the insurance industry. So when the word insurance is really scary, like boring too at the same time. So, but I decided to just go for it. So at the time I was 23 years old and got into the insurance industry, got into FFS. From there, many struggles along the way, but it was good struggles. I mean, I learned a lot from it, and I grew from there. But how I got in it was because I was introduced by my upline, my EFC, Tai Tao. He introduced it to my husband and I. We both came on board full time from that time on. So it wasn't kind of like test the water. It was more of just like, you know, if you can do it, it's an opportunity for us to do it. How we did it was just, we were just very coachable. Pretty much, we were just very coachable. When we came into this business, we actually have no business background. We don't even know how to even start a business. But because we have such a good business building system that was being put in place, our BBS is actually our guide to in this business to grow our team and to really just go out there and reach out to our clients. So we actually never really came up with anything from our own. It's just really just of what the company has offered for us. Everything from the back office to our uplines to just the company, the home office itself, you know, just all of that really just kind of walked us through doing our business. I'm most excited about the agent back office all the time. The ABO just surprises me every year because it's just, I saw it from when it was just like plain traditional to what we have today. And I have to say what we have today is the ultimate thing. And if somebody is in this business and is not liking it, then they're pretty much the wrong person. It's not that we're the wrong company. FFS is actually the right company with the right tools. And if they're using it and they're not liking it, then I would say they're the wrong person because I am a living proof of the ABO, of the agent back office, of the BBS. And, you know, a 23-year-old, no experience, would not be able to be, you know, where I'm in today with all of that tools. You know, we have, you know, the CRM. The CRM is like, it's just like so amazing. I don't know how to say it. Whoever came up with the CRM is a genius because that person pretty much made my life easier, made all the questions that the team kept asking disappear. You know, all that question kind of just goes away because the CRM just solves it. Every morning you wake up, you don't have to worry about, you know, anything because the ABO, the CRM, like I pray for that for like the longest time. And we have that, you know, the track records, our commissions, statements and everything. Like we have everything that is put in place already. We just need the people to be ready. And yes, it had to help my business every single day. It makes my life easier and easier. And I'm just like, gosh, we're being spoiled here in FFS with all of the great tools that we have. And I believe that it's going to get better from this point on. Things are going to be faster, you know, and better and way better. Like Phil always said, you know, we're just gonna be unstoppable from this point on. And even technologies, we're gonna go above and beyond any industry that is out there today. One thing I can say about convention, I tell my team all the time, is when I first came into this business in January, my biggest convention was in 2013 at Palm Springs. And Ty just said to me, if you want to change your life, you go to these events. And I'm just thinking in my head like, you must be crazy. How can an event change my life? Ty's like, I promise you, if you go and you come back, if you don't make $10,000, you can quit this business. And I was like, really? Like, no, you know, I didn't quite take that because it was hard for somebody like me to believe that I can make $10,000 a month. But I took the challenge because, you know, I feel like if it's doable. It's kind of crazy, but it's doable. We took the challenge of going to the convention. But what Ty challenged me was bring a team with you to convention. He got us a bus and we filled up the bus with 45 people, went to our very first convention. We had no clue what everything is. We're so lost in the business. But at the same time, all we know is that it's a big company event. We went to our first leaders convention in Palm Springs in 2013. We came back in September, we made our first $10,000. I didn't know how that happened, but the magic does happen at the big events. And if I never took that challenge, I would have never know that magic happens at the big crowd and it happens at the big events. And so from that day on, I'm a true believer of big events. I never miss one. I tell my team all the time, if you miss an event, that's the biggest opportunity of a lifetime, is to go to these events, and we rally, we move our team every single time. And it's true, the magic doesn't just stop with me, it continues to, it's contagious. If you go, it's so contagious, you carry that magic with you everywhere, and the team just grows from there on. Even people who came into the business have no clue. I think that the home office does such a wonderful job at putting all these events together, putting the tools together at the big events, that when we come back, we're just so inspired by it. I love meeting all the, the company. It's kind of like a family reunion where you just meet everybody all the time, and you just see all their struggles and kind of hear about it, and it comes back and it inspires you to do more. I've in my lifetime, I always want to give back to people. I just don't know how, because money is always an issue. Even though people say money is not an issue, it is an issue, especially when you want to do something for people. Before giving back to the community, I actually wanted to give back to my family in particular. My family is the reason why Kay and I survive in this business. We sacrifice for this business, but at the same time, they sacrifice for us by, being there for us and our family, our kids. So the biggest give back that we've done is, it may be little to some people, but to us it's big. Is my parents, Kane's parents have never, ever since I came to the U.S., they've never had an actual car that is like brand new. 0 mileage on it. It's always like a used car all the time. With this business, we were able to do that. We were able to buy them a brand new car and be able to cash it off for them. And I just feel like without this opportunity, we wouldn't be able to do that. They kept their van for so long, and it died, and they parked it in their parking lot because they felt like it's so precious. They wouldn't throw it away until we say, we're going to replace it. And because of FFS, we're able to give back. And besides that, our next project is to be able to purchase their very first home for them, giving back, to them for all they've done for us. Next off is being able to take them to see the world, okay? And then right now, the biggest project for me is giving back to the children in our community, because I feel like it started with them. Being able to give back to them by giving financial literacy back to them, being able to support the women in our community. I feel like every woman has a voice inside them that is not being heard, and sometimes we just let it stay in, and all those are just hidden talents and skills that are never out. And I feel like in FFS we can do that. So we're gonna give. I want to be able to give back the voice to the Hmong women in our community, to the minorities in general, and to be able to allow them to speak freely. And I want to be able to be that voice, to give it back to them so that they can speak for their own, and be able to give back, of course, to the school, because growing up, we grew up in poverty. We never had, brand new clothes back to school, brand new shoes, brand new, all the school supplies. So we want to be able to do that. It is a project that is being put together right now that I want to be able to, with me and my team, be able to give back with FFS, give back to the community for that. Besides all of that, First Financial Security has given back to our community. With the Hmong New Year, they have given out thousands of dollars to the Hmong New Year 2 years straight in a row. And they've given out back to our summer tournament in Minnesota for 1 whole year with the carriers too. So we have a company that is not just about the customers and all of that and making money from it, but they taught us to be bigger than what we are today. And if you really want to give back to the community, you have to be part of an organization that can also relate to you and share the same passion and be able to give back to the community.